everyone, welcome you back in my geography class. I hope all of you are doing well. Today we will discuss with another important topic of impact of globalization on agriculture from the chapter Agriculture of class 10. In the earlier videos, we have already discussed about the contribution of agriculture to the national economy, employment and output. We also came to know about the steps taken by the government of India to modernize agriculture, and we also came to know the reasons which are leading to decelerating growth rate in agricultural sector. Today we will discuss with the topic of impact of globalization on agriculture. Now first we need to understand what do you mean by globalization. So what is globalization? Globalization is defined as the integration of the national economy with that of the world economy. So, globalization is defined as the integration of the national economy with that of the world economy. Thus, it implies a free flow of information, goods, services, capitals, and even people across different countries and societies. So, globalization implies that there is a free flow of information, goods, services, capitals, even people across different countries and societies. It increases connectivity between different countries. So, globalization increases connectivity between different countries in the form of trade, investments, and cultural exchange. So what is globalization? Integration of the national economy with that of the world economy is known as globalization. It implies a free flow of information, goods, services, capitals, even people across different countries and societies. It increases connectivity between different countries in the form of trade, investment, and also there is cultural exchange. During the British period, the Britishers were attracted due to the cotton belt of India, and ultimately the cotton was exported as raw materials for the textile industries of Britain. In Britain, the textile industry of Manchester and Liverpool were flourished. Why they flourished? Because of the availability of good quality of cotton as raw material from India. You have also read about the Champaran Satyagraha, which was the first satyagraha initiated by Mahatma Gandhi in the year 1817 in Bihar. Now what happened in this satyagraha? The farmers of Bihar were agitated. Why they were agitated? Because the Britishers were forcing them to cultivate indigo on their land, as indigo has a great demand in the textile industry of Britain. Now the cultivation of indigo is a quite time consuming process, and also it deteriorated the quality of the soil. So the farmers were not having time to grow other crops like the food crops, which is important to feed their family. So the farmers agitated and they revolted. In the year 1991, new economic policy was introduced under P.V. Narasimha Rao. Under this new economic policy, globalization, liberalization, privatization were introduced. Now, the Indian agriculture has to face new challenges under globalization after 1990. That means in the year 1991, when globalization was introduced under the new economic policy. Now, let us know that what are the challenges faced by the Indian agriculture under globalization. Now, let us know about the challenges faced by the Indian agriculture under the globalization. Number one, despite being an important producer of tea, cotton, rice, wheat, sugarcane, and spices, our crops failed, or we can say they are unable to compete in the international market with the products of the developed countries. Why they are unable to compete? Because of the high subsidized agriculture of those countries. So the developed countries have high subsidized agriculture, and thus, despite of being an important producer of tea, cotton, rice, wheat, sugarcane, spices, our crops are unable to compete in the international market. Under the new economic policy, as globalization, liberalization, and privatization were introduced, it led to reduction in import duties. So as import duties are reduced, so the price of the products that are imported from other countries will become cheaper. Now the condition is like that the Indian farmers are at the crossroads. Why? Because they are unable to compete. There is increase in population. Now, as there is increase in population, there should be more production, but the production is not increasing because of the small size of land. Then reduction in subsidies. Low income. And due to all this, the Indian farmers are at the crossroads. Now let us see what are the other challenges faced by the Indian agriculture under globalization. Point 4 is the challenge of Green Revolution. Now when Green Revolution was introduced, Green Revolution promised a lot. But now it is under controversy. Green Revolution has promised a lot at that time, but it was only successful in very few parts of our country. Only in few states it was successful. Now it has been seen that Green Revolution has led to land degradation. Because in Green Revolution there were use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides in large amount, which has led to land degradation. It has also led to drying of aquifers and vanishing biodiversities. That means Green Revolution, though it promised a lot at that time, but now it is itself under controversy because it has been said and it has been believed that due to Green Revolution, due to overuse of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, it caused degradation of land, drying of aquifers and vanishing of biodiversity. Even some of the economists think that the future of Indian agriculture is at bleak. Why? So, according to few economists, the future of Indian farmers is at bleak. Why? If they continue to grow food grains. So as the Indian farmers are continuing to grow food grains, so their future is at bleak because the size of the land is reducing. That means it is becoming more smaller. So the land holdings are smaller and it is becoming more smaller due to increase in population and the right to inheritance. So it is very important for the Indian farmers to diversify their cropping pattern. Now let us see that what are the steps needed to be taken so that we can improve the Indian agriculture. To make agriculture successful in India, what are the steps taken? Let us know. Number 1, proper thirst needs to be given to the condition of small and marginal farmers. That means we should introduce more programs and more reforms which will help in the development of small and marginal farmers. So we need to emphasize more on the development of small and the marginal farmers. Introduction of gene revolution, which includes genetic engineering. What is genetic engineering? It is recognized as powerful supplement in developing new hybrid varieties of seeds. So, introduction of gene revolution, which includes genetic engineering, which is recognized as a powerful supplement in developing new hybrid varieties of seeds. Now, let us see what are the other steps that can be taken to make agriculture successful in India. Number 3, introduction of organic farming. Today, organic farming is much vague because in organic farming, there is no use of factory-made insecticides pesticides, fertilizers. They are all natural manures that are used in organic farming. So it will not have any negative impact on the environment and also on the land. So it will not lead to the deterioration of the land. So that is why we should introduce organic farming at a large scale, because in organic farming there is no use of factory made insecticides, pesticides, fertilizers. So it will not affect the environment and the quality of the soil. Rather, it will help to enhance more productivity from a particular plot of land. Now, what else can we do? As already I told you that according to the few economists, it is believed that the future of the Indian farmers are at bleak. Why? Because they are growing food grains. So they need to diversify their crops. So the Indian farmers need to diversify their cropping pattern from cereal to high value crops, because it will help to increase their income and will also help to reduce the environmental degradation, because the high value crops includes fruits, vegetables, medicinal herbs, biodiesel crops like jatropha, jojoba, because they need less irrigation than rice and sugar. So, Indian farmers need to diversify the cropping pattern from cereals to high value crops, which will increase their income and will also help to reduce the environmental degradation. The high value crops are like fruits, vegetables, medicinal herbs, biodiesel crops like jatropha, jojoba, and they need less irrigation than rice and sugarcane. What else can we do? We should harness India's diverse climate should be harnessed so that we can increase our production in the high value crops, which will not only increase the income of the farmers but will also help in the reduction of the environmental degradation which is caused by the cultivation of the cereals or the food grains. So we need to harness India's diverse climate. Why? So that we can increase our production in high value crops. So Indian farmers need to diversify their cropping pattern from cereals to high value crops, because first, it does not need that much irrigation. Also, it will help to increase the income of the farmers and will reduce the environmental degradation. So the Indian farmers need to utilize the diverse climatic conditions of India and need to increase cultivation of high value crops, which will lead to the success of agriculture in India. So what are the steps that can be taken to make agriculture successful in India? Number one, proper thrust needs to be given to the condition of the small and the marginal farmers. Number two, introduction of gene revolution, which includes genetic engineering. Number three, on introduction of organic farming, which should be introduced in a large amount, because here we can see that because in organic farming they're not using factory made pesticides, insecticides or fertilizers. Number 4, the Indian farmers need to diversify their cropping pattern from cereals to high value crops. Then it will make agriculture successful in India. So in this video, what we have discussed in this video, we have discussed about the impact of globalization on agriculture, where we have learned about globalization. We have seen that what are the challenges faced by the Indian farmers or the Indian agriculture under globalization. Also, we have learned that what are the steps that need to be taken to make agriculture successful in India. So I hope all of you understood it very well. Now what you will do, you will read your books, and I hope there will be no more problem. If you have any problem or any suggestion, you can comment in the comment box given below. If you like my video and if you feel it is worth watching, do share it with your friends and do subscribe my channel if you have not subscribed yet. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get further notification of my upcoming videos. Stay tuned. I will be back soon with a new chapter and a new video. Till then, take care and stay at your home. Thank you.